You want to start Daily 5 in your elementary classroom, but you only have an hour to do the actual Daily 5 centers. So you're left scratching your head. How are you going to structure this time so it's actually functional and you're able to get in all of your literacy curriculum? You're in the right place today because I'm going to break down an hour-long schedule for you so you can start the Daily 5 and feel confident this new school year. Whether I've taught kindergarten, first grade, or now fifth grade, you know that I love Daily 5, and it's one of my sole purposes here for this YouTube channel is to help you use it, make it more efficient and effortless inside of your classroom. And over on social media, probably the number one question I get, aside from asking specific questions about the stations, is how to schedule Daily 5. So I post a lot of videos on different ways to schedule. I've even posted my own schedule before to show that to you. But recently, a few people, when I did my Daily 5 workshops, they wanted to know if you only had an hour. I've even been given schedules from people, and I know how much you have to cram into your elementary day. I'm doing it too. I totally understand your dilemma. So with an hour, if we're considering that you probably will have a whole group lesson, I'm always going to tag that into the schedule or put it into the schedule because most of us have tier 1 instruction that we have to get to, and hopefully your district has given you quality curriculum that helps you with that whole group lesson. But remember, you can do whole group and then Daily 5 centers after that, and that's how you can meet the individual needs of your students in those reading groups or phonics groups, whatever you're pulling for your small group lessons. Okay, so if we're looking at an hour, the whole group lesson, let's just say this is all hypothetical. I'm just trying to brainstorm with you some ways to make it work. Let's say your whole group lesson is 15 to 20 minutes long. Now I know every day is different. It might be a longer lesson or a shorter lesson. And if you're anything like me, I can tend to go overtime. I'm guilty of that. I totally get it. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, 15 to 20 minutes. From there, your stations, if you wanted to get to 3 or 4, you could have a 12 to 15 minute long window for your stations. That just means you'll have to set a timer to keep yourself on track. Now, I do this because I will go over in book clubs. I love chatting with my students about the books that we're reading and having these really awesome, engaging conversations. I know that about myself, so I'm gonna set a timer on my cell phone or just a timer next to me, like a kitchen timer. I do like the one on my phone because it plays the Hedwig's theme song from Harry Potter, and the kids know it's just trained them with that sound to switch to the next station. So sometimes our conversations aren't completely over, and that's okay. We have to move on. That's how teaching is. There's not enough hours in the day to get to everything that we want to or are expected to, for that matter. So you can do less stations and have them be longer if you have upper grades and you're having more dynamic conversations, or if you have younger grades and you want to do 10-minute stations and you've got 4 or 5 groups. I know the bigger your classes, a lot of times the bigger your groups are going to be, or you might want to have more small groups, and it's all just finagling the schedule so that it works for the time that you actually have. So stations being 12 to 15 minutes long, that's really going to be just enough time to get through whatever it is that you're working on with them. So it could be a guided reading group, it could be phonics, it could be in kindergarten a letter ID group, it could be some kind of intervention or enrichment. That's what I love about Daily 5 is that you get to choose what you're doing during that time, and you can always tie it back into the curriculum. My school district uses a curriculum called Benchmark, and so whatever the skills we're working on in word work and the whole group lesson, I'm going to tie back in to the small group lesson as well. I hope seeing another schedule really helps you conceptualize an hour for Daily 5 centers, and don't talk yourself out of using them. You can make it work for you. I talked to many teachers at the workshop this summer that had only time for 2 groups, and they wanted me to tell them that that was okay. And I said, that's okay. If that's what you have time for, you have to make it work for you. And I hope this video helped illuminate that fact that it's so customizable, and Daily 5 really is the best way to get to all of your reading groups and keep your sanity as a teacher, because you've trained your students to let you pull those groups and they can work independently. Remember, if you're looking for an all-in-one solution to Daily 5, if you are the kind of teacher that wants writing prompts planned out for you, handwriting pages, all of the smartboard forms that I use, like the Daily 5 chart that goes up on the board and my students know how to rotate, everything that I use in my classroom is inside of the Daily 5 toolkits. I have one for kindergarten through second grade teachers and grades 3 through 5, and I've taught on both ends of the spectrum, so you're getting all of my best tips and tricks, all of the hacks that I use that keep Daily 5 running smoothly inside of those toolkits. I'll leave the link below and you can hop on over and check them out. What other questions do you have about Daily 5? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching my videos. I'll see you next week.